Hi, boys and girls. This week in reading, we're going to be talking about connections in nonfiction texts. Last week, we were comparing and contrasting the adventures of characters in different stories. This week, we're focusing on nonfiction, so that's writing that tells about something or gives information. And instead of comparing two different books, we're going to be looking at one book and how we can compare and contrast or find other connections between topics within it. So we're going to do some activities together. First, let's talk about a connection. Connections are how things are related. So in books, connections can happen between people, events, ideas, or pieces of information. So let's think about this. How are these two pictures the same? How are they connected? Take a second and think. One way that they're the same is both of these items are circular or they're spheres. One way they're different would be that one is an apple and one is a beach ball, but they do have something that's the same, right? Their shape. What about on this page? How are these two pictures the same? Well, both of them are animals. Both of them have fur. Both have 2 eyes and 4 legs. Both of them are small little critters. They're obviously 2 different animals, but they do have things in common. Let's look at one more. How are these two pictures the same? Well, both pictures have water. Both pictures have someone swimming, right? They're different because one of them is swimming probably in an ocean. One of them is a child and one of them is an adult. While the child is in the ocean, the adult looks like he's in a swimming pool. And one of the pictures has a dolphin. So even though there's differences, we can also find things that are the same, and those are connections. Let's talk about a librarian and a teacher. How are teachers and librarians the same, and how are they different? Take a minute, you can pause the video, and I want you to think about this. And then I want you to see how many things you can come up with that are different or the same. We used a Venn diagram like this last week when we were comparing the different mouse and pig books. This week we're going to use it to compare things as well. So think about a librarian and a teacher. How are they the same? How are they different? When you're ready, push play and see what I came up with. So this is the Venn diagram that I created. I found out by thinking that librarians spend their day in the library. They can work at a public library, and they are experts at finding books. For a teacher, they spend their day in the classroom. They teach different subjects, not just one, and they're experts at teaching students. But look at how many things I have in the middle. Look at all the connections. In the green box are things that are the same, that both librarians and teachers have in common. They can both work in schools. They can both read books to students. They can both help children. They're both a type of job. And both of these people usually like to learn. Those are ways that the two items are connected. Cause and effect is another way that things can be connected. Cause and effect is when one thing happens due to another thing happening. And there's some words that you can look for that give you a clue that there's a cause and effect, like because, so, as a result, due to, if, then, and since. So for example, in this picture, it's raining. Rain is a cause. Rain causes these vans to what? Get stuck in the flooded street. So rain is the cause and a flood is the effect. Let's look at some other pictures. So this is a picture of a little girl tying her shoe. What could have caused her to need to tie her shoe? Well, the cause is that it came untied, right? If she didn't tie her shoe, what might the effect be? She might trip. So because she's tying her shoe, she won't trip. There's causes and effects all over the place. Here's some other examples. Look at all this traffic. What might have caused the traffic? Well, an accident could have caused it. Maybe it's a busy day. Maybe there's a parade and they had to stop or close a road, right? Maybe there's construction. Those are different things that could have caused traffic. What are the effects of traffic? If you're in traffic and you're trying to get somewhere, you might be late. Being late is definitely an effect. The drivers might also get frustrated or angry that they're stuck. Let's look at some more pictures. What could have caused this construction? What might the effects of this be? This is the last one. What could have caused these two children to be pointing at each other? It looks like there's a broken pot. Maybe the pot got broken and that caused them to be pointing at each other. Maybe they're blaming each other for breaking the pot. What are the effects of the event? Do you think one of them is going to get their feelings hurt or get in trouble? These are all examples of cause and effect. Here are some more examples. The causes are green and the effects are purple. So one cause is the sun started shining after it rained, so a rainbow formed. 3 feet of snow fell on the ground, so snowplows drove through to scrape the roads. It rained for 7 days, so the area flooded. Do you see how the event in green caused the event in purple, which is the effect? Let's look at 3 more. The cause is that a girl did not brush or floss her teeth for 2 weeks. The effect is that a cavity formed in her tooth. Ouch. The next cause is the temperature of the room rose, so it got warmer. The effect is that the ice began to melt. Next, in green, water is heated to high temperatures. So the effect is that the water begins to boil. Oops, there's a typo there. That says beings to boil. It should say begins. So there's some activities on Seesaw that have to do with finding connections between texts and topics in the text. So good luck. If you need help, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to help you. Love you and miss you.